This is a short video to introduce the main topics that are going to be discussed in the FileMaker seminar February 2009. With a new version of FileMaker 10, script triggers and dynamic reports have improved the way you can interact with users. Let's run through the list of features that are available with FileMaker 10 and how they may appear in Virtual Trainer. The first one is dynamic reporting. Probably the best way to look at this is to go and look at one of these projects, and what we're looking at is a project and a task and a few items, and as I update these tasks to complete, you can see with this number up here is updating automatically. That's because FileMaker now has dynamic updating. So previously you'd look at this summarized data in print preview mode, but you can now look at this in browse mode in new version 10. The other thing that FileMaker's got is script triggers, and these little unassuming programs that I think are going to have a big impact on improving the usability of FileMaker databases. For example, down here you can see that I've used a web viewer to show a chart, but with script triggers I can click on an area of this chart and it shows me a drop down box. I can change what I'm looking at the chart, in this case it's project hours, and the chart changes to project hours. That's because I've got a script trigger running that when I change that field it launches a whole script which rebuilds the chart for me. Previously you'd have to click a few buttons and it would be obvious to the user that you've got a script running to generate these charts. With script triggers, however, it all becomes fairly transparent and it almost looks like you've got an inbuilt graphics tool developed specifically for your application. There's a few other cool features that have come along with version 10. Another one is set field name, and if we open up a script, we can see that we're using set field name here when we create this chart, because there's a number of fields that need to be populated, and rather than specifying each field, you can actually create a loop now and have this set field by name script step. Basically makes the script a lot tighter, a lot smaller, and a lot quicker to build as well. And here's the example here where it says the name of the target field is charts field, and this is normally, if I go to the charts table, field 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this thing just loops through with a variable that increases each time it goes through the loop. Therefore you're setting the field with a simple execution of the script that's looped through as many times as you need. This web viewer down here is not new to version 10, but in this application you can see how useful this web viewer can be to do various things. The other thing that's really handy, and I'm just going to re-log in here as a different user. You can use a web viewer to link to websites, as you probably already know. If I go to buy a project, you can see that what's showing in this web viewer is actually a PayPal interface. And the great thing about this is you can use PayPal to process credit cards in real time. And once the credit card's been validated, PayPal offers a button here that says Return to BizNet. And PayPal lets you specify which page is going to be displayed when the user clicks that button after the credit card's been validated. And then you can run a button here like Continue, which scrapes this web page for hidden codes, and if it finds them, then it allows the user to move on. Or as it has in this case, it hasn't found the code, and so you can just have a display message telling the user, sorry, but your credit card hasn't been properly validated and it won't let you move on. You can click on back to get back. If you'd like to see how the Buy Now button works in a successful instance, you can look at some other videos inside this application. Another couple of things which weren't new to version 10, but which work well with some of the new changes, and that's conditional formatting. Because you can have script triggers and dynamic summaries, it means if you were to change some information here, let's say the skill level of users, you can say this conditional formatting is changing, and in this case it's showing whether the user for a particular training program is going to struggle or not. So as I turn these skills off, you can see that these conditional formatted cells are changing colours, showing that some are getting harder and some are getting easier. And that's a brief summary of how Virtual Trainer displays some of the features of FileMaker version 10. Thanks for watching.